Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Matchpoint Podcast. You're here with myself, Dentry Mortimer, my co-host, Michael Major, and special guest, John Baptiste Badon.
Yo, what's going on, boys? How y'all doing?
What's good, bro? So let's start off with this. Just tell the people who you are, who may not know you.
Yo, so my name is John Baptiste. I'm from Los Angeles, California. So former 5-star, top 20 in the country player. Played Kalamazoo. I got round of 16, and then former number 1 in Cali. Played sectionals, finalists, futures. I'm doing it all right now. So yeah. Former LA boy through and through.
He rep LA hard, bro. He like LeBron.
For sure. for sure.
Is like Kobe like your favorite athlete of all time?
I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Kobe's a guy, man. I mean, it's just Kobe, LeBron, Curry, all the basketball phenoms. Out here in Los Angeles, for sure. It's just I've been to LA, Lakers games before, and my family's a diehard Lakers team. So every game we be yelling at the TV, LeBron, why didn't you pass the ball? I'm like,
hey, it's okay. Everton here is one of those LeBron.
One of the biggest LeBron fans.
Oh, dude, LeBron is definitely the GOAT. But we all love LeBron and Kobe.
We're already locked in. Beginning of the podcast. LeBron is the
beginner. LeBron. No. Let me say this now before we really get into the question. LeBron is better than MJ. LeBron is better than Kobe. LeBron is better than everyone else on the planet. LeBron is the greatest to ever grace the earth. The greatest. There's no one better than him. There's no one better. It's Jesus. LeBron. I just stop. But LeBron's definitely the GOAT for sure.
This guy got to deactivate his account after that. We're clipping that. We're clipping that one.
No, you definitely can.
But on a serious note, what inspired you to play tennis?
Yeah.
So my mom played. So my mom was playing a lot. Back in the day, she was playing in college. She got top 10 in the country. She played. Also women's open, national ranking, she was top 10 in the country for that as well. And then she played professionally for a little bit too. And when my parents met, my dad was running track, but when I was growing up, my dad never told me what track was.
Yeah.
And my mom was just you're playing tennis only. And I was a small kid, so it was no other sport. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, when doing some research, interesting fact, I saw a tennis academy, so that's your mom.
Yeah, but on Tennis Academy. Yeah, that's my mom's stuff.
Okay. That's cool, bro. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But tell us more about your tennis journey. How did you get?
Yeah. So I was with my mom till I was about 14 years old. I went to I moved out at 15. 15, I moved out, went to a small academy in Riverside. But that actually disbanded. It's no longer existing, which is crazy. But I went there for 3 or 4 years. Ended up, getting on my national, top 20 in the country, number 1, Cat Boys 18s, sectionals, finalists, all that good stuff. That was the grind essentially. But the foundation to make that happen was all because of my mom. She was the main reason why I even got to that level to reach the next jump, because it's always foundation. So she was
yeah, and it's Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's Happy Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. We have a practice. I look at the clock right now. It's we have 2.5 hours until the practice, and she's gonna coach me again.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
She's probably gonna put me through the burners again.
It's okay, bro. I was coaching my dad for a little bit, bro. I know how it is. I this guy.
Oh man.
He wouldn't say a word. He would just sit there like this, arms crossed, and then he would just shake his head. And then your coach, when he does a little hand in face.
Yeah, no, it was.
Arms up, and then you just know for the rest of the practice you're running.
I would say this, being a tennis player from a tennis parent is definitely different from being another kid in the family who just happens to play another sport. Let's say your dad plays basketball, you play tennis. It's that dynamic is totally different.
Yeah.
But with my mom and I, we were together for so long every day after school. She's teaching her lessons. I'm the hitting partner. And she had a lot of high school players, sometimes even college players that were with her when younger. And so she was hitting or I was hitting. When I was old enough to hit with the players, I would. And so I really developed through her, and we spent a lot of time. Every day it was at least 2 to 3 hours. Like, it was memories for us, as mother son. Our bond is really special. I've spent a lot of time with her, and now that I'm back home, obviously a different coaching situation, but she's still my mom. So obviously I love her inside as a tennis player, but now like the relationship has changed. I think you guys can, relate to that. It's like now I don't really need to coach. Just want my mom, just like, hey, we can, it's mother son stuff. We don't need to talk tennis all the time. So yeah, that dynamic has changed, and it's great now for sure. It's been absolutely a pleasure now for so.
But everybody know, that's great, bro. But we know you took the Juco route, so we just wanted to know, like, tell us about that Juco.
Why? Yeah, so I was playing futures in 2022, and I ended up getting injured in LA in a practice. It was just funny enough. I was practicing in LA, and I actually like completely over rotated my ankle. I was like, dude, I'm fried. I was like, I'm so cooked. I don't know what to do. I went to the MRI. The lady was like, you have like 3 fractures. And I was like, yo, like what? It's like all across the same bone. I'm like, dude, I'm chopped. like I think I'm done. And I was in a boot from September to February. And then I was in therapy from February to April. And I actually finished a month early. And the reason why I even went the Juco route, because I was planning on quitting. So I was like, I told my dad, and I was like, yo, I'm done. I want to just like, I think this is it. Like, I think we did the best we could. I could have been great. Never know. Does it suck? Yeah, but I think I have to call it quits. Yeah. And my dad was like, nah, don't do that. And so like he was really just like adamant about me like playing again. So the summer came through and I had new coaches and I was like, let's just give it a shot. And ended up, I wanted to go to Juco. I wanted to stay in LA, but I just finished therapy, Yeah. So a lot of the stuff was in Los Angeles, and Glendale Community College is like a 10-minute drive away from my house. So I was like, it's close as a team. And then I found out the coach is like coaching Alex Sarkeesian. And I was like, oh snap, this guy's like former top 125 ATP. I was like, okay, this is getting real. Yeah. And then I got to the summer and I met Roger Smith in Troy, and I was just like, oh, okay, let's say we're back playing again. Yeah. So that was kind of the whole thing, and the Juco route, it was beneficial to me for sure. Like I was home and I completed like all of my therapy. Like the whole summer I did therapy again, like physical therapy all over again. So it benefited me. I think that people utilize it correctly, it can be great, but if you don't need it, you don't need to go. It's nothing crazy, It's just like for my situation specifically, being injured and then like not totally sure if I was going to play again. I was like, I think it'd be best for me to just do Juco. So that's what I did.
Yeah. How was that like mentally? Like, how did you even like bounce back after? Because I know like mental toll.
Yeah, I mean, mentally it was tougher. Like, it was tougher towards like the ending part of it. Like getting out of the boot was like harder than actually being in it, I would say. Because when you're in the boot, like, I guess for me it was tough both ways because I wanted to play. I was in a wheelchair hitting a ball sometimes. Yeah. But overall, I thought the hardest part was me coming back outside of the boot because I knew like my level like decreased so much. Yeah. Like, and I was playing 14 UTR, I was playing guys 200 ATP. Like, I was in Spain and I was just like winning. I was like, all right, I'm training with some of the best guys in the world. Coaches are like, hey, you're doing great. We love your level. I'm like, okay. And then you come home to LA and you mess up your anchor going, oh snap. So mentally, I would say like the acceptance was the hardest part. Okay. Like accepting, hey, you're hurt. Sit down. Don't do anything. So that was the hardest part for me because I think everyone, all of us are competitors, so I'm definitely a competitor. And my family, knowing my family, like a competitor is what all of us are. We all want to win. So it was definitely tough. And then coming out of the boot was hard because, you're going through therapy. and then there's doubt. You're down to like, oh my God, can I even move the same? Can I live the same? Because what prompted me to quit was because I couldn't even walk upstairs when I first got out of the boot. So I had to, like, my room was, we have a 2-story house, and I was like, yo, my room is on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
I'm not walking those stairs. I could not walk the steps. I was like, this hurts so much. So for the first month of therapy, I just was sleeping downstairs, and then next month I was like, okay, I feel good enough to walk with the boot. Without the boot, I felt more comfortable. And it was a grind. Mentally, it's all about acceptance, getting over it, and your goals. And it was, who are you outside of tennis? That was the big question.
Yeah.
Without, like, the racket is over. You're done. Who are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And so that was like even more of a reason for me to go to Juco. It was like, hey, you go to college. What else are you good at?
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a smart guy, so use your head for once, Put the time in the books, So I committed to that, and I found out what other things I was good at too, other than tennis. So that made me a lot more comfortable with myself. And that was the first journey, was like getting back to playing tennis again, and definitely my parents were really adamant about me playing. So I give all the credit to them for that, for sure. Thank God I was able to, get back on court. Pray. Like, I have a video of me crying. Like, it's like, man, I think this is it. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real.
It's just like, it's life at this point. It's just life. It's not about the tennis racket anymore at that point.
Yeah. But what do you think it takes to just like make the most out of the Juco situation and like just have a successful Juco career?
Yeah, I can tell you right now, it's going to be all based off you and the coach. Like, your coach has to be good. I got very lucky. I was very blessed with the Glendale situation, because I thought that coach told me he was planning on leaving that year. Wow. And I was like, yo, blessings. Yeah. Like, just like I thank God he decided to stay, Yeah. And he had previous experience coaching on tour for like 4 years. So I was just like, I went into a very, very blessed situation. I always think, give credit to the man upstairs, because I can't come up with that in my own head. You know what I mean? So I was very, very blessed and just very thankful to be given that opportunity. And I would say, like, to maximize it, your Juco experience, not only does your coach have to be good, but you yourself, you need a plan. Like, you need to have a plan set up and go, hey, I want all of these goals set, academically too. Like, I graduated in a year and a half. Wow. Juco is like a 2-year, 3-year process. I finished in a year and a half. I was grinding, I had 22 units per semester.
Wow.
So, like, I maxed out every single summer and fall, winter, spring. I maxed out every single one.
Wow. And
I finished all my classes above like a 3.3 GPA almost every single semester. So, like, I think I might have a couple ones that are like flat threes, but other than that, I was always good. But the planning is like, you gotta have a plan, and also your support, your cast, the other guys on the team. We were very lucky. We had a good players. There are guys coming out of high school that were actually good.
Yeah. And
that were like, could be D2 level, maybe like high level D2, high level D3. So they were good at hitting partners. Obviously I was still working with Roger. And Troy. I was in a great situation. I actually hope to see him again soon. But yeah, no, I was really blessed with everything that was going on. So, but the maximizing part, the planning, the scheduling. Do you know what you want? Like, that's exactly what it's all about in Juco. You need to know exactly what you want, and get in and get out. Like, because that's taking time off of your goal. So, we want to play Division I. That took a year off of me, So I got 1 year left. I'm going, all right, next Division I, what's that going to be like? So maximizing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and on that note, like, I would say, like, could you tell us about the process with the transfer portal and then your transition from Juco Division I?
So I'll talk about the transfer portal first, because it's actually not even that big of a difference. People think it's a huge difference from JUCO to D1.
Yeah.
Transfer portal wise, it's not that big. It's you finish your season. You know, for us it's like April. We finish really early, like April 28th. We finish for JUCO, and by that time that we're done, schools are calling up. Maybe like May. So when they're calling, you're just taking phone calls, trying to see where's the next fit, taking visits. It's not that complicated. It's just like the Division I process. You know, it's the same thing. I mean, you're just taking a bunch of phone calls with coaches who see you potentially being on the team. You know, and hopefully they all align, everyone's goals align, and you're going to hopefully the right place that could develop you, and because it's all about like you have your own wants and needs as a player. You want to go to the place that not only hits those wants and needs, but goes a little above and beyond in the other extracurriculars, like, you know, school, friendships, outside life. You want to have all of it. So, that process is very strenuous. I will say it's very stressful. I don't know if you guys experienced it before, but like when you're leaving a school to go to the next school, schools are very like quick to move on to the next guy, move on to the next guy, move on to the next guy. You know, because you're trying to find the best guy available, and that's totally fair. So I think, like, you know, I think, this is my own personal opinion, it's just very stressful, and it could get in the way of like life.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, oh my God, my next step, like, what's it gonna be? Where am I gonna go? You know, you're putting a lot of like stress and unnecessary pressure to like make it perfect, to like make that next situation perfect, and that adds extra on top of yourself. Other than like practicing and playing tournaments and doing those other things, you're like in a weird way like people pleasing again.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do this dance. You're doing this dance of like, okay, well, you know, I want this coach to want me back. You know, it's like talking to a girl. You want her to like you, but it's like, man, do you even like her? Like, that's, you know what I mean? It's like it's a dance, and you know, it's very hard to do that over the phone. You know, you want to talk to coaches face to face, and you know, for me, I'll tell you this, like, my process for me, it's all about this conversation. The tennis is the tennis. I mean, that's tennis. We can talk tennis all day long. But if we're not on the same page, like personally,
it's probably
on a person-to-person level, not even like the tennis side of it, because coaches and players argue all the time. I've seen it on tour. I've seen the best players in the world argue with coaches all the time. That's nothing new. But like on a person-to-person level, where it's like you're not disrespecting me as a tennis player, you're disrespecting me as a person, then it becomes a problem. And tennis is not going to be played at a high level if two people are beefing, and it's not even about the sport. You know what I mean? So that's very, very, very important. I was actually talking to someone today about it, and I was like, hey, like, I know you have a little girl. She's like maybe 12 years old, and they're worried about school. I'm like, guys, not only she's too young, but I would say really focus on the fit.
Yeah.
Not the fit tennis wise, because every top school wants their player to go pro. That's not the problem. It's the fit person to person wise. Does your coach mesh well with your player, with your child, essentially? You know? And for us as the players, for us as adults, you know, now we're 18, 19, 20. I'm 22 this year, so it's like we're adults now. We're able to kind of make these decisions for ourselves.
Yeah.
And for us, you know, I'm talking to you. I'm saying you're going to transfer, just hypothetical. I'd say, hey, know what your wants are, know what your wants, but also know what you need.
Yeah.
What do you need? Absolutely need, and that are like non-negotiable. And you know, stick firm, like stay real firm to your beliefs, and like, and whatever's non-negotiable, don't compromise those.
Yeah, don't be lenient with
your non-negotiables. Yeah. If it's not a non-negotiable, you can be flexible. But if it's a non-negotiable, don't compromise. Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's like really, really important to you. Yeah. Like in your ranking of 1, 2, 3, it's like a top 3 thing. Like you shouldn't being like compromising that,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And I understand exactly what you mean when you said like it has to be a good fit. Like
Yeah.
the coaches, like if you don't transfer, like that's someone you're gonna spend 4 years with when you come in as a freshman, and they control your scholarship money. They control like how they coach. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to be able to actually enjoy being around your coach. Besides,
Yeah.
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 And
And
like
then
it's not.
teammates, like it's a family. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Guys you always around, and then like
Yeah.
everybody wants to grow as a tennis player, right? But like people also want to grow as a person, Like
Yeah.
me personally, like I don't think I'll fit in PWI like one bit. Definitely like too loud, obnoxious, like out there. I don't think they're gonna put up with me, So I think I found a good fit where I'm at, just like somewhere where I'm comfortable. But and like even my team, like we have one American on the team. Besides like everybody else, like European, and we have Indian guys, Russian guys, but like it's cool, to be around those guys because those guys are like really hungry. So I can't imagine like just being in like a toxic environment with like a coach where we're just like butting heads and I couldn't do that. I would say.
Yeah. I think it varies. I needed it. My coaches like right now. I'm still with my other coaches in LA.
yeah,
And they're very, very mellow.
yeah,
And that like I'm already a really intense guy.
Yeah.
And so like, especially when I'm practicing, when I'm playing, especially even in a practice, I'm relatively intense. I want to win. I want to do it right. I want to do the drills correct. Not only like do them right, but like master it.
yeah.
Like I want to get it right. I don't want to do it one time and be okay. Like I'd rather do the same thing 1,000 times to feel happy.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I always tell my coaches this. It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what I think. If I'm not happy, we're doing this until I'm happy. It doesn't. I don't care what you have to say. Just feed the ball. Like, so it's like I be saying that a lot, and it's like it's true.
It is.
Like,
it is.
It is. Like I can't play for you.
Yeah.
I can't play for you. If you're playing a tournament, I cannot hit the ball for you.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a tournament, you can hit the ball for me. So I'm gonna sit in my seat. Go, oh my God, this guy's hitting a line. Oh, he's hitting a line. Why would he do that? Like,
Yeah.
I can't. I have to just be the guy in the back seat freaking out. But like,
Yeah.
they're gonna go. I can't hit for you, bro. And that's the whole thing. And coaches, and now so thing with the coaches here that I'm being with now, like Troy and all these other people, it's just like very, very lucky to have such a supporting cast that understands that side of me and is able to really put forth like, okay, Jay needs to chill out. He can push himself really hard, that's great, but we need that fine line of like, hey, he's not going crazy.
Yeah.
So, and that's hard to find in school.
Yeah.
It's hard to find it in college. Very, very difficult. So
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But give us like some insight on how it was playing in the SEC conference.
I got you. Yeah. So I would say this, like, we play a lot of doubleheaders. I think specifically University of Arkansas played, I think it was like top 5 in amount of doubleheaders we played this year. So we played a lot of doubleheaders. We were going at it every weekend. So it's a lot of tennis.
Yeah.
And so grueling season. I'd say it's even more grueling than the pro season, to be honest.
Well,
Like, it's just, and that's college though. College is so much. They put so much on you, and
Fact.
I feel like that's not only in the SEC. That's not only an SEC thing.
No.
That's an everywhere thing. And I think I want this to be clear. Like, people think that the SEC is the highest level competition. Yes, that is very, very true.
yeah.
But like, that doesn't really dictate your whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professionally, that doesn't dictate anything.
Yeah, we know.
So I think the SEC was great because like the pressure is high, the fans are crazy. I mean, I think we had one game at Arkansas, we had 350 people show up.
Wow.
And it was like, we filled. Like, I was like looking around. I'm like, I played against Nebraska. And I'm looking around like, dude, everybody and their mama is here. Like, I'm playing like, yo, we're not gonna talk about homeboy in the back screaming. Like, I'm about to serve. He's saying, "Let's go." I'm like, "Dog, shut up." I'm like, "I'm trying to serve." I'm mid-serve, bro. Like, I need you to be quiet. but no, the fans are crazy. They're just the atmosphere is super intense. It's SEC, This is college. It's some of the best years of our lives. We're in our 20s. Going into life after this. So it's like, this is it. This is what everyone that watches us wants to be like living through us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fans are really into it. The players, of course, everyone's good. Like, we played Texas, that was crazy. We beat Texas A&M, like University of Arkansas beat Texas A&M, and I was like, whoa, like that was like a ridiculous, like late night match. I'm just like, wow, like the tennis was insane, and the passion. Being in the SEC is absolute pleasure. But I definitely it's also just college tennis. It's it's very, very dramatic. Oh my God, I mean. I think you guys have experienced it too. It's up and down all the time.
Bro.
You win one match, you're on top of the world. The next match, you lose, you feel like the worst human being ever. I'm like, I'm not used to feeling like this. I don't know why y'all doing it. Like, I was told, like, when I was coming up in the juniors, it was like, oh, you lost a match. Okay.
Yeah, right back.
Like, right back to it. Like, I remember I was working out last year before I came out to Arkansas. And my coach was like, JB, you're a hell of a winner, but you need to learn how to lose.
Yeah.
You don't know how to lose. You don't know how to lose gracefully. And I was like, oh, wow. That's such an important thing to learn. And playing at Arkansas, I played some really tough matches. I played a little bit, but I played some tough ones. Had a lot of experience. And I feel like those moments, oh my God, my English is terrible. those moments taught me how to gracefully lose.
Yeah.
I was very happy at the end of the year. Like, okay, I hit my goals in a weird way. All the goals I've written down. I think all of us do this in college. Like, you write out your spring goals. What do you want at the end of the semester? And like, I want to be, more flexible. I want to be a better volleyer. Like now, like I went into the year. I can like almost do the splits. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a pretty flexible guy.
Yeah.
I've done so much time into that. Oh my God. But like after Arkansas, I could confidently say like I'm much closer to like full splits. Like I was grinding. I'm doing a lot of stretching. Like every day I'm at least doing like an hour.
Yeah.
Like I'm pushing myself a lot. This past like week I had finals and flights and everything, but most of the time I'm pretty much stretching like pretty much daily. And the discipline is super, super needed. Like, that is what's going to make or break your career, not only in Division I, but just professionally.
Yeah.
If you working at another job or whatever else you want to do after this, it's like you need to have a certain level of discipline to knock out what you need to knock out.
Yeah.
And I can tell you confidently, like anyone that wants to play the SEC, anyone that wants to play Division I, not only like SEC, just Division I.
Yeah.
Like across the board. Doesn't even matter where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Like, you have to really sacrifice. Like, what do you want? You want this? Like, I remember I was training when I was like in my teenage years, like maybe 16, 17. My coach was like, look, JB, like, you need to work so hard. There's some kid out in Croatia hitting on a wall, like, with nothing.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be better than you. I'm like, I'm not gonna let some kid over there be me. No shot. I'm gonna work 10 times harder here. Like, I wasn't gonna allow that. So that is like hard work, dedication. Even though everyone says it, it's like it really defines what you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only do you have to be good, like everyone in Division I is good.
Yeah.
Like straight across the board. Doesn't matter where you go. Like at a certain level, the ball's coming back.
Yeah.
The ball's coming back.
Yeah.
Like, it's always gonna come back, dude. You get the ball. I can get a 150-mile-an-hour serve back.
Yeah.
If I play Ben Shelton, we're having rallies.
Yeah.
The ball's coming back.
Yeah. True.
So it's not like it's such a huge level gap, but it's in between here.
Yeah.
And that's where I've really like all of the valuable lessons I learned throughout the year, like being away from home, dealing with the fires in LA, like just life got hitting me in a bunch of different ways. that taught me how to like figure it out up here. Go, okay, I need to calm down. How do I manage my emotions right now? That's hard to do. And I definitely say I've grown in this department because that definitely needed some catching up and some hard work to look in the mirror. Tennis is going to make you look in the mirror,
Yeah.
as a person and as a player. And when you're playing Division 1, you're seeing guys every week, every other week, get a new win, get a best win, get this, get that, get this. And I feel like by default, all of us compare ourselves to one another. You know what I mean? And it's about recognizing like that trap and then getting out of it and then learning how to be comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Like that is what has been the biggest aha moment. Like working out like on my own, like I was working out by myself at night. I learned to be okay with myself.
Yeah.
Comfort with myself. Like it's really hard to achieve that.
Yeah.
You know, and I can only reason why I can talk about it now is because I actually just did it. I just got over the hump like 3 weeks ago. Like weeks before that, I was still grinding, trying to find it. But once I finally had my aha moment, I was like, oh my goodness, like I feel comfortable with myself. I feel okay with myself as a person, as a player. You know, a lot of us have to like we need to like berate ourselves to get better. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. Like most of my growth has came from being okay, like let me look in the mirror, be hard on myself, yes, but I'm not going to demean myself, belittle myself, take my confidence away from my own self.
Yeah.
Put extra pressure on myself because I want to look like somebody else. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the lessons I took away from being in the SEC. You know, I could tell you more about the tennis side of it, but I think people need to understand like this is what matters the most. This side of the game. You know, anybody can hit the ball, man.
Yeah.
Anybody with different strokes, weird, lanky. It doesn't matter how you play. If the ball gets in, the ball gets in. It doesn't matter. So, that's all about what's in between the eyes, and that's up here. So, absolute grind this year. You know, it's been I think you guys know, like, you know, I had to fire stuff in my hometown.
Yeah.
I actually like yesterday, like I landed Friday night. Yesterday morning, I woke up at like 9 o'clock, and my dad and I like got in the car, and we took a drive out to like my hometown.
Yeah.
I trained in Altadena. Like I used to train there every day, and all that's burned down. I was like, yo, like,
Yeah.
like we used to go eat out. My parents and I, when I was coming up, when I was a little kid, we would go to the spot called Everest, like a little burger joint. You know what I mean? It was like burger taco joint mix. You know, it was really cool. And like, you know, I remember eating there with my pops years and years ago. Like, man, I must have been like 12 years old. Me and Dad were eating out over there. You know, we had, you know, a little Honda Accord. We get over there. Like, Dad's like, yo, we're getting burgers now. I was like, yo, let's go. And then I remember eating there with my family, and I look back and it's gone. I'm like, yo, this is burned down to the ground. There's nothing left. I'm like, yo, all my friends' houses burned down. I'm like, Jesus. Like a lot of my mentors live in Altadena. Like I have mentors, people that I trust, my counselorship. Like I have all these people that a lot of live in Altadena, Pasadena, and the Palisades.
Yeah.
Like their homes are gone. I'm like, yo, what?
So,
and that was hard for me because my aunt's house burned down. You know, my mom's academy was really affected. So like I felt a weirdly high pressure to like perform this semester, to do well, you know, because I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for my family. Like, yo, like there's so much that goes into it. Yeah, so much more motivation, but that motivation turned into my own demise because I interpreted it the wrong way.
Okay.
You know, it's like,
in what
you
way
know,
would you say?
I would say like this. I got home. We were in Hawaii when all the fires happened.
Yeah.
And when I'm finishing my matches, I'm like, I gotta win. I don't win. Like what? Like if I don't win, what's that say about me and as a person, as a player, what's my family gonna think? Like I put for the first time in my life, I put a lot of influence and like opinion
In front.
and like from like my family side, you know, my mom and dad and brothers and like, you know, family.
Yeah.
And you know, growing up, I used to kind of be like a people pleaser. You know,
Yeah.
like I was just like like you know, let's just get along. Like you know, we don't have to. We don't. I didn't like confrontation. I never enjoyed it. You know, and I kind of grew out of it when I was traveling a lot. I grew out of it. You know, 19 years old. I was like touring all over the world. So you can't be nice all the time. So, but like I kind of grew out of it then. But then I fell back into the shell again, like back into my former self of like let's just get along. Like let me just try to make this work. And it showed out in my tennis a lot, and my personality completely changed in the whole 4 months. I mean, I think anybody would though, if they realized they couldn't actually go back home and like witness it. And that's the thing. It was like, it was painful, like looking through the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like the hardest part. I never really dealt with anything too traumatic. Like I have, but like nothing like to this extent where it hurts like everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like aunts, grandma. Like my grandma's house was the only house that survived. Like in her little like neighborhood, she had a bunch of houses like burn up. I was like, "Yo, how did her house survive? Like what?
Yeah. Can't make
Like
it
how? Like you can't. Like this is some movie level stuff we got over here. Like it's just like wow." And I had a hard time grieving over that. You know what I mean? Like I remember I went out to the academy, the old academy spot yesterday. I'm like, dude, the courts is somehow okay, but everything around it is gone. Everything around it is gone. The trees don't even stand up no more. The buildings that we had, we had a club, like a little clubhouse thing, put everything in, all burned down to the ground. I was like, yo, that's not even there anymore. Like, I was like, yo, what? I went to go visit my homeboy's house. That stuff is gone. I said, yo, like, the city is coming back into town. Altadena is still on lockdown.
Wow.
That was in January, bro. It is May like 10, 11. Like it's been 4 or 5 months. It's still on lockdown. We bear like lockdown. Okay, lockdown in Altadena is different from some of the other places. I'm not entirely sure why, but from what I've read, we can't enter the parks because all the smoke and the soot, like from the fire damage, is so severe. They have like cancer chemicals are in the grass, are in the air.
Damn.
So like my grandma's house that's still standing, we put so much time into cleaning it. Not us. We had to find like
People to
businesses like yo,
professional.
what like professionals? You need to clean this. Like this is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And so like you know we've taken a lot of time.
A lot of people also don't even know about this side. Like people watch from the outside, they just think like, oh, it's maybe
It's just a fire, you know?
yeah, and that's
Yeah, it's just a fire. Like
some people might think it's done with right now just because they're not broadcasting it, but you're telling us like it's still going on to this day. Like that's
Yeah.
it's not only the fire. It's not the fire side of it. It's like afterwards.
Afterwards.
It's like after the fire
Bro,
happens. Like yo, what do you do with this? You know what I
it's
mean?
just like when we have hurricanes in the Bahamas, like
Yeah, like people
Yeah.
lose houses. I'm like, you don't take into consideration how long it's gonna take to build back.
To build
the
that,
same house.
like there,
Imagine a
there
whole
were,
neighborhood, you know, like
it's gone. Like yo, like a hurricane is much worse than a fire.
yeah.
Like
yeah,
the,
we
the
had a whole
fact that-
island wipe out basically.
Exactly.
A whole island just wiped out.
Yeah,
Like so many people died. Like they don't even know to this day how many people actually died. They were storing
Exactly.
bodies.
And that's
They were
been
storing bodies in like trailer freezers, bro. That's how
Exactly.
serious it got. Like that was the
And-
most wow.
and like that's the thing. Why it was so much harder for me because I had 3 mentors that living in Altadena.
yeah.
All their houses were burned down. You know what I mean? All my friends, I had multiple friends, aunts, cousins. My cousin's house and my aunt's house burned down. I was like, yo, I just saw y'all in December.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even by the time it hit my birthday, everything was burned down. So like Hawaii, January, like really like this. What was it? Maybe the 7th to the 11th, or maybe the 6th to the 11th, and then Monday, the 13th, we're back in school. It's my birthday. I'm 22.
Dang.
I'm going. What's going on? Yo, church is gone. Everything's gone. The fire, like the damage is still. At that time, they weren't even done yet. Like this fire was going on for days on end. Like they couldn't control it. So I was like, that's crazy. And the problem was like where I'm at right now is my parents' house, right?
Yeah.
We are like maybe a 10 to 15 minute drive away from Altadena, right? Wow. So the other issue was that it was spreading. Dude, I had watch duty on. My phone was never off. I'm like checking notifications, like what's being burned down now? Like what's happening next? Like if you were to come to Altadena, like I showed you photos of like beforehand, what it looked like, and after. This is the stuff you'd see in like GTA. This is stuff like you see in like Call of Duty.
Yeah,
you play Call of Duty and it's just like a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
Fires in trash bins, like some Transformer level stuff. Like, yo, this is a movie introduction. Like,
I can't.
Like, yo, you can't make this up. So like, I'm coming home. I was talking with the sports psychiatrist like every single week, and like as soon as after my birthday started, I was immediately seeing the therapist like every single week. Like, yo, I don't know how to grieve. I don't. I'm still learning how to grieve, and I just saw for the first time yesterday. I didn't land until 8:00 at night on Friday, so I landed at Friday, sleep, Saturday. Whoa, what we got here? Practice. Okay, I play. It's awful practice. I'm playing like crap. I come home. I was like, okay, like for the first time I actually feel better because I saw it this time. But we can't. It's like, don't get out the car, and definitely don't go to the parks, because that's where like the damage is so bad. Like, it's insane. I mean, I can go up to Lavinia. And Lavinia is a really private area, like right above Altadena. It's like a really small, private, so like gates and everything. It's like gated community, right? Apparently, like almost like 60% or 70% is like burnt down to the ground. Wow. I'm like, yo, I've known people for years who live there. Like baby JB, like 5 years old. I was going up there all the time. I'm like, yo, I used to be there. I used to play up there. And it's gone. I'm like, that's crazy. So like the emotional side of this season was so jarring. I was like, wow, like I've never felt this type of way before. And I'm an emotional guy. Yeah. Like I take a lot of pride into like trying to handle myself accordingly. Like I don't know about anyone else that does, but like I write a lot. I'm a writer in my free time. I read a lot. I read the word. I try to get in the Bible as much as I can until I'm like freaking out. But it's like, it's hard to manage my emotions. I'm a quick crier. I'll cry over anything. And I cry ugly too. So I'm like, nah, like try to keep it together. I'm like, this is difficult. This is no longer about the tennis.
It's deeper than that.
This is deeper than that. Like, and you can't make this up. So it was really difficult, and the tennis suffered because of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you on the phone, what's going on today? I'm like, we're good. And the thing is, the name of the game, we're making it work. I'm like, I said, I don't want to hear that right now.
That's never a good.
And it's never like we've all heard that before. It's never a good thing. You don't want to hear that. We're making it work.
Making it work isn't really making it work.
Yeah. And like for me, it was, I felt like I had expectations for this year.
Yeah.
I was like, before I turned 22, I was like, man, I turned 22. Like, I want to be more responsible. I want to kind of like grow up a bit. I'm turning 22. I'm entering this phase of my life where like I'm excited for the responsibility I'm gonna be like coming on to me. Like, this is a responsibility that I have. I need to take care of this. This is I take pride in responsibility. I can do that. every day, but like I didn't get the opportunity to do that this year, during the college season. Like I felt like, especially after the Fires, it really like highlighted like what I wanted afterwards. Like I was like, yo, like everything that I wanted was not going to be from a college. I was like, yo, I need to be doing something else.
Yeah, facts.
And like dedicating myself to my studies was like the best I could do. But like most of the time when you're just overthinking, I'm overthinker all day long. I think anyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm overthinking all the time. Man, what's gonna happen today? What's gonna happen tomorrow? I was reading the Bible the other day. It was like, don't worry about tomorrow. Like, don't worry about. I was like, don't worry about tomorrow, bruh. I got like 5 days to worry about right now. Like, I'm not even tripping about today. And it's like all of this time, the Fires, the not playing as much to now, I had to chalk it up as like life and a lesson. And that's why I told you guys before, like I hit all of my goals. All the goals that I wrote down for the spring, I hit all of them. It just wasn't in a tennis way. I said like I want to be mentally tougher, I want to be mentally stronger, mentally more resilient. I wanted to be more direct in my communication. I wanted to do all these things so I can grow. Because growth.
The diversity taught you that.
The diversity, the adversity, and it wasn't the adversity like as a tennis player. I was ready to face like tennis adversity, like a tough match, a 3-hour 2-set match. I was ready to do that. I felt mentally prepared to handle that, but I was not mentally prepared to handle
life adversity,
life like this. I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone. Unless you're like a freaking anime where it's like, oh, I can handle anything. I'm like, nah, I'm human. Last time I checked, I'm mortal. I can go, I can fall off. I can go hit my car today, never play again. Like that's how fragile life is. So like I really had to think about that, and playing, not playing, this life, everything else that was going on, kind of like put that in perspective, so that has been my life. My SEC experience is so different than everyone else's. You're going to talk to more players for the foreseeable future. That SEC, ACC, Conference USA, West Coast Conference, you're talking to everybody. Like everyone's experience is different.
Facts.
Like how you live and how I live are two different things. So it's like, definitely, I can tell you now. I mean, the SEC was cool. The comp was crazy. The fans was wild, but like, I don't know. I just felt like another tennis match to me, another I haven't seen before. It's tennis, man.
At the end of the day, everybody hits the ball over the net.
It's like it's tennis.
Court, but it's like you said, it's all up here. It's about how you perceive it.
Like the tennis. I was been saying this a lot recently. I was talking to my godson, and I was like, "Yo, like tennis is like never gonna leave. You only have like 20 years. When you turn pro at 22, you finish at like 34. That's a 12-year career. Like maybe you're pushing at 37, maybe, or some like Kevin Durant level stuff. I don't know. And it's like you have to realize, like, when I die, tennis will still be going.
Facts.
I would have found eternity in heaven, but like this will still be going in the world. This will still be doing this thing. There's so much more beyond this, and I had to really take a look in the mirror and go, okay, am I gonna commit everything to this one thing? And so far, it's like, maybe you should. Just for right now, maybe you could. But like to put the level of expectation, the level of pressure. Like, there were certain things that you just see in the SEC and you go like, this is not it. And that's true. Someone might say that about the ACC.
Yeah.
Someone could say
Yeah.
that about anything else. That's just my own personal thing.
True.
You know, and it's not even like competition, tennis. This is like I said, it's a people thing. People are going to make your experience. If anyone else watches this, I'm going to say this again. People make your experience. If you're finding the great people in the SEC, great. Everyone was cool with my team. I just didn't work out. Everything else that was going on with me, I needed to be home. I felt like I needed to be home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's nothing really more to say.
Yeah.
And I always want to say, like, you know, what you put in is what you're going to get out. You know? And if you're trying your best and if it's not working, maybe it's a situation. Maybe it's in the wrong spot. It's like watering your grass. You have great grass. You put the seeds in the soil. But if the soil is bad, the grass is not going to grow.
Yeah.
So you got two options. You change the soil, or you go somewhere else where the soil is better, quote unquote better, or where the soil and your grass is compatible.
Yeah.
And it works together and it flourishes over there. That's all. And that's it's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no need to like overcomplicate it. I remember talking to my brother. I was like, we don't need to philosophize over a decision, bro.
Yeah.
We don't need to do some Carl Jung looking the soul and like, yo, like I want to be home.
Yeah.
I would like to be home for a little bit. I want to play these tournaments. I want to be home and grieve.
Yeah.
Right now, for me personally, it's just like grieving.
Yeah.
Looking at it in
Right.
person,
Yeah.
not through the phone, like in person, seeing it and going, damn, like reminiscing. You know what I mean? Like looking back on memories, like that's what you're supposed to do. So that has been my process for the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and like since I'm landing on Friday and yesterday and today.
Yeah.
You know, we had Mother's Day today, and it was an absolute treat to be home.
Yeah. Fact.
I've enjoyed like being home with the family, you know, and really going, okay, like I felt I did my job today. Like I put everything in perspective. Like I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, and like my pops talked to me today, and he was like, yeah, he's like, dude, you're doing a great job, man. Like you're doing solid.
Yeah.
Like you're doing good. You don't need to trip out about it. Just keep everything. Keep on playing tennis. We'll find a new school. You know, we'll figure it out. Because I think obviously everyone knows I'm in the portal now. So it's like at this point we're just trying to find a better fit. You know, and where that might be. So you know, it's and everyone I think can relate to that.
Yeah.
No matter what division, no matter what sport, like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And sometimes it's not even that deep. It's not even that philosophical. Like you don't have to even explain it that far. It just wasn't working.
Move on.
You know, it just move on. So like letting go, moving on, like those are things that we're supposed to do as tennis players.
Yeah.
You know, and when I can confidently, like when life forces you to do it, you know, when I think I was reading the word, it's like in a weird way, God always forces us to grow.
Yeah.
Evolution is by design. Like it is required for him. Like you need to be better.
Yeah.
Like I would be mad. Like, dude, I only peaked to this. This is my peak. Nah, this is crazy. I would have been mad. I'd be like, nah, write it back. I need a whole redo.
Yeah.
Like we need to do this again. So for me, when I look back on my life the past 4 months, being in Arkansas and then coming home, going, okay, I grew. I was in my evolutionary phase, I like to call it, right? And everybody can attest to that. You can say it, you know, that you've gone through it too.
Yeah.
Everyone had parts of their lives where they felt like they were forced to grow.
To grow. Facts. Yeah.
And it wasn't pretty.
Nah.
Like I love, okay. A lot of people don't know, but like I love art. Like I like going to the museums, I like all that stuff. Like, I enjoy that a lot. And like, you know, I enjoy like beauty. Like we have friends who play in like Philharmonic in LA. Like I love going there. It's beautiful. The music is amazing. It's peaceful. Like that's beautiful, right? And I try to like do it again, like recreate the beauty of my own life and in my tennis and in my growth. And that's where it's like you can't do that. If people were able to grow in their comfort, everybody would be like the greatest ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't grow in a place where you're comfortable. You know what I mean? Like growing was me being injured for months and coming out of the boot, you know, playing again, playing the Juco route, you know, playing Ojai and playing the Juco season and all of that. Like that's growth. It was fun. It was fun because I was winning. I was gaining momentum again. I felt happy again, you know? And then another spot was, I had to do all this school. I didn't play any tennis in the summer of 24. I didn't play any tennis in the fall of 24 either. I barely played at all. I was doing so much school. I was like, yo, I got to make a choice here. I got to knock out all my classes strong. Or like, if I play tennis, it will stop. It will suffer. But I'm still more than good enough to pick it up later.
Yeah.
So, but it was an absolute grind. And like growth comes in so many ways, you know. I just want people to like really believe that when I say it. Like growth does not only come from you as a player. You want to grow as a player, it's gonna force you to look in the mirror in life too. Like your life habits dictate that. Like it's gonna dictate how good you want to be. How good do you want to be? You want to be good, elite, or great?
That's facts.
Like there's leagues, there's like levels to it, you know. And I want to be great. I want to be the best. I want to be so good that there's no distractions. There's no anything else. Like yeah, JB's the best. He's number one. Yeah. He's not 2. He's not 3. He's not 4. He's 1.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, there's no 3 number 1s. There's only 1 number 1. I don't want to be I don't need the 3rd or the 2. I want to be 1. Yeah. I like 1. I like that. I like that JB 1. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
So with that being said, what is the end goal for you with tennis? Is it to be just that number 1 in the world? And you know,
I think anyone that plays wants to be number 1 in the world. That'd be a dream come true.
Yeah.
But I think like for me right now, I like to be really realistic where I'm at and put my goals in realistic situations, right? Right now it's get back on court, feel the ball, be in Cali, and just play tournaments.
Yeah.
Of course, I have my own personal expectations. Like I want to win every tournament. I want to win every single, like, you know what I mean? But I think the best choice for me in terms of looking at my plan and looking at my team and my coaches right now in LA, I'm going, okay, we need to look at this plan and go, let's knock these things out. Let's play the futures. Let's play every single one. Like from May 26th to July 14th, there's 7 in a row in Cali. I want to play every single one. If it happens, yay. If it doesn't happen, okay. But the goal is to play every single one, right? You know, I want to get my points back. I want to hopefully, you know, play college tennis again in the fall and figure out where I land. So, you know, of course the goal is to be a pro, to be the best ever, to win every tournament ever, and like hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, we walk up on this podcast and you go, man, JB was on a pod last year, transferred to schools, and now he's in Wimby. Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? But like I gave up on trying to look so far ahead.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help out anymore. It doesn't help out. You know, we love to dream. Like, I don't like to wonder. I don't like to wonder about my career, about my life. I don't like to wonder. I like to dream. Dreaming and wondering are two different things. And like when you're wondering about what's next, wonder and wander are very, very similar. To me, it's like almost the same thing.
Yeah.
When you wander, you have no clue what's next. You're walking down this path that you're just trying to go through. You don't know. But when you dream, you see yourself there.
Yeah.
You see yourself living that. You breathe it. You breathe the same air. And to me, like, that's where I want to be. And I try to, rather than force it, you go, I didn't want this now, or why not me? I used to be very jealous. I used to be very, very angry. Like, why not me? I work hard too. I deserve everything in the world. I ask God every day, give me the world. Give me everything. Like, everything I ever want. I want the fast cars. I want the crazy houses. I want the $100,000 chain. I want everything.
Yeah.
I want it all. Like if I have the chance to buy all of it,
Do it.
I will 100% do it. like that's never changing.
That's tough.
That's never changing. But like, also take into account, hey man, you know, right now you're playing futures.
Yeah.
That's just where you're at.
Right
We're
now.
not saying this. We're not saying this couldn't happen. We're not saying this can happen. But you gotta be where your feet are at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a
And
start
my
for
feet,
everything.
like my feet are right here in LA. My feet are right here. My feet are right here, like training, practicing, getting ready to compete. And rather than think about what next year is going to look like, you know, the word says, don't worry about tomorrow. Let's worry about today. So I'm not going to worry about what I'm going to eat tomorrow. We got food in the fridge. I'm going, okay, well, I'm clearly going to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be okay. So let me worry about today. And so that's what I've been focusing on. It's so hard. Oh my god, it's so tough. I mean, man, I think anyone can see that. It's so hard to believe that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's a grind, man.
Well, thank you. It was surely an honor having you.
Bro, dude, I'm so excited, y'all. We made this work out.
Yeah, just to speak to you and you being the voice of the players, you know.
Yeah,
really
I'm so grateful to be here, boys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, I think that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to give a platform for just players, creators to just come on here, vent, talk about their experience, talk about their journeys, you know. And I think it was good to have you. I think you're the first collegiate player that we had on the podcast. I think we did coaches, creators. So I think this was a really good sit down and talk. And I think it could be very like informative for the younger group also, the guys that are looking to come in to play college tennis.
Yeah.
With that being said, this was another episode of the Matchpoint Podcast with myself, Dentry Mortimer, Michael Major Jr., and our special guest, John Baptiste Badon.
Yo, thank you guys so much for having me.